Hello everyone, this is the May and June update video. May and June has been a busy month of getting to travel around the world and to rest and recover after such a great time in South Asia. And so, as the last prayer letter said, I got to spend a little over 2 weeks in South Asia doing some volleyball sports ministry there. And so we took a team of college athletes and some coaches to go to South Asia to compete and do training sessions and to love and serve this community and this country in the name of Jesus. And it was a beautiful time. There will be plenty of photos and more descriptive updates in the email. But there are two stories that I would like to share with y'all. And so the first one is about this guy named Akan. And so Akan and I really just clicked from the beginning of getting to meet him. The Lord definitely was moving in his heart and gave favor just to grow a quick relationship with this guy. And so we quickly started talking about sports and the hardship and the struggles that come with that. We talked about girls and work life and just all of these amazing, deep, and fun conversations about life. Akan was around a lot of the times when we were doing camps and training sessions, and even got to help him out with some basketball stuff and some Special Olympic events. But what was really cool, not only did this friendship grow with our short time there, but Akan, because of this addiction of spending time with us and wanting to be near to us, he actually got to travel with us to another location in the country where we were serving and doing volleyball clinics. And so he came, and I actually had the privilege to be able to room with him, which was very special and led to a lot of more just fun and intimate conversations. But what was really powerful about this is the Lord actually directed this for an opportunity to invite him to join us for a team time. And so a team time was really just code language that we had to use in this country for a Bible study. And most of the time that looked like our team crowded and crammed together in a hotel room getting to do a little Bible study. And so I actually had the opportunity to ask Akan if he wanted to come to that, and he was very open and very interested in coming. And so he came, and I was able to give a talk about forgiveness and the beauty of it, and how we don't have to live in shame anymore, but Christ sets us free, and we get to live in freedom with Christ. And afterwards, he quickly just asked me, like, hey, what did you mean by this? Asked a couple questions, and then eventually was like, when you and some other people talked about like how Jesus has done it all, and you're good before God and okay and right before God, what does that mean? And this was a very clear opportunity that the Lord provided to clearly share the gospel with this guy. And so I had the opportunity to be able to do that and to be able to share a little bit of what Jesus has actually done and who Jesus is and how that affects my life. And it was really special. And afterwards, got to have a little more follow-up questions with him. But what was also really cool about this is, yes, Akan got to hear the gospel, and that is a huge praise. And later on, I'm going to invite y'all to continue to be praying for him and for his heart as the Lord hopefully continues to move on it. But what was really cool too is Christianity is illegal in this country, and so is bringing our Bibles. And Akan is a Muslim, and we got to bring him in, and he got to see all of our Bibles and see us talk about Jesus and how we're Christians, and led to a little tense moments afterwards of what is he going to do in his religion, in his country. He would have gotten rewarded or promoted and praised for telling people about us and getting us in trouble, and yet the Lord brought protection, and he didn't, and he continued to hang out with us and play sports with us and eat with us and be around us for the remaining week or so of this trip. And so please be praying for Akan as the Lord continues just to poke at his heart. Pray that Akan will just have eyes to see Jesus for who he really is, and for our local missionary that is there, that their relationship would continue to be able to strengthen and grow, and that more fruitful and beautiful conversations would come from it. And so that was a very special time to be able to share that with Akan, and to have that relationship with Akan, to where he trusted us and was wanting to know more about what we cared so much about. Another funny story and really special story to me revolves around the athlete named Yaman. And so Yaman was a local athlete there, and funny enough, he is actually going to the U.S. Naval Academy for school. And so he reported, I guess he's already there right now, but we had many conversations about discipline and military and sports and physical hard challenges and working out, and it was just such a fun time. Like, I love that stuff, and so it was fun to be able to geek out with him and to be able to talk about training programs and plans to help prepare him best. But the specific conversation that I'm going to share actually occurred on a motorcycle ride home from dinner. And so I was riding behind him, we were just talking, he's giving me a tour of the city, and we drive by the local mosque, and man, it was a perfect opportunity just to be able to ask questions and slowly let that kind of steer towards his faith and his religion and his experience in mosque. And it was an awesome time. But what was funny is, I guess I might have done too good of a job at this, because shortly after having some great conversations about that, he turns and kind of looks at me and asks, "Hey, are you interested in becoming Muslim?" And so it was this funny moment of me being curious about him and his life and his religion, gave it off that I was maybe interested in becoming that. And so he asked the funny question of like, are you firm in wanting to be just Christian? And so that, I mean, even that led to awesome conversations of him trying to debate Christianity and expose the differences, and me getting to defend myself, and be able to kind of poke at some maybe holes and gaps and cracks in his faith and his experience. And so it was a really special moment, and just also a funny moment of like, here we are, undercover missionaries trying to use sports to love and serve people, and yet through being curious, he is now trying to convert me. And so it was just a special time, and would encourage y'all to continue to pray for Yaman as he goes to the military academy or the Naval Academy, and that he would just be surrounded by Christians, and the gospel and who Jesus is would just come to light in his life and in his community, and he'd be able to experience that in a really beautiful and free way in America. And so that's just a quick little update about the South Asia trip. Again, if you want to hear more about it, the newsletter is more detailed, and feel free to give me a call, and we can talk more about that and share about what the Lord is doing around the world. Up next is more travel. So I actually have the unique privilege to officiate a wedding of two Wright State athletes and close friends of mine. And so Brock came to know the Lord last year. He was in actually my first video. And I got to play Wright State soccer with him, and his fiance, Callie, was one of my first friends at Wright State. She played volleyball there. And so it's just a really sweet moment of getting to be involved in their lives separately, and praying for them separately, and then praying for them together as a couple, and then praying when they have decided to follow Jesus and pursue Jesus, and now to be there on their special day, praying for them as husband and wife. So please be praying for that. That is the June 12th. Pray for the Lord to calm my nerves and give me words to speak, and that it would just be a special moment for them, and be praying for them as they begin marriage. Quickly after that, I will be flying up to Milwaukee for a work conference, and then coming back to Ohio and settling in and preparing for the semester to start up in August. And so that is the update. Thank y'all so much for all your prayers and check-ins and all that y'all do to be able to make this happen, and to be able for me to be here, and for the Lord to use me however he wills. And so quick little prayer requests, big praise and prayers for my brother in Christ, Eric, and his wife. Their newborn has been struggling and has had a lot of treatments, and there's a lot of progress that has been made, and yet there's a lot more to come. So please be praying for them and for their little boy James. Pray for the impact made in South Asia, that the Lord would move in ways to touch hearts and to make clear himself to so many athletes that we encountered with, specifically for Yaman and for Akan, but for so many of the other athletes too. Pray for the college athletes that came with us to South Asia, that as they head back, that the Lord would continue to work in their hearts and in their life as they go onto their college campuses in the fall. Praise for my friend Logan and his now wife Amber on getting married, and be praying for their next season of life of marriage. Continue prayer for financial provision with the many flights and ministry expenses that have come up this summer. I mean, the Lord has provided and continues to provide through you all, and so thank you for your generous giving in that. Prayer for moments of rest as I look and prepare again in the busy summer, but to be able to slow down and prepare my heart for the semester with Wright State. And then another little prayer request of just community here in Ohio and navigating making a church home here and getting settled in and plugged into a local church. And so again, thank you all so much. I hope y'all are having an amazing summer, and God bless y'all. Bye.